All right, hello everyone. We have one more topic to discuss, and that is two-way tables. So I have an example, if you ignore the two-way table here. I have an example here that is a very basic table that you've probably seen before. This is about Boyd's age versus height. These are just random numbers I gave. A lot of you have probably seen a table like this. Very few would actually consider a one-way table. But I felt like it was just good to show you that before we would get into what a two-way table is and what significance it has in doing specifically statistics. So when you first look at this, at least when I first discovered two-way tables, this is a lot to take in. Of what does everything mean? What does this number mean? What's that number? I'll try and go step by step for you to show you what the thought process is for doing this and why it's important. So let's start with a very basic example of this one. If we ignore all other numbers, you see that it is connected to the gender boys and the college major math. Now, the 30, which is in the same row as boys and the column is math, what that implies is that there are 30 students who are boys and are also math college majors. Same thing with this one, except the column is now literature. And so what this basically tells us, the 15 tells us, that there are 15 boys who major in literature in college. Same thing with here, except for history. If we go to the girls column, you're smart enough to guess, wow, if we click on, or if we see the 5 here, that means there are 5 girls who majored in history in this graph. And basically, you can get all of these 6 here. Now, there's also 2 more I would consider unique values, which is the totals and the total of the total. And so what the totals are is, you might actually notice, it's that they are these 2 values added together. And what these 2 values added together, if the row or the column is total, it's asking for the total of the opposite row or column. So there's a 70 here, which the 70 is the total number of math college majors, because there's 30 here, 40 here, there's 70 here. 45 here, 45 is asking for the total literature, because it's in the column of literature. There's also 25 history majors in total, ignoring boy or girl gender. This side also basically says, okay, there are 65 boys in this data set, and there are 75 girls, which are these values added together. Because if there are 40 girls who major in math, 40 girls who major in literature, and 40 girls who major in history, there are 75 girls in total, considering that none of them are double majoring. But we won't get into that complex stuff now. Finally, the very last value is this one, the total of the total, which basically means the number of people in the entirety of this data set. There are 140 people. And you could actually figure that out if you add all of these values together, and you get 140. So ignoring whether they're boys, girls, whatever major there are, 140 people were noted down to get this data set. And so that's basically what a two-way table does, is it helps show a lot multiple data and try and graph it. Now, what's important about that, this may be a little bit advanced, but I feel like this is important, is that what is really useful is that without this graph, if I just told you the data, it would be very hard to figure out, okay, if I wanted to ask what is the percent of individuals of the data set that are boys who majored in math, you'd probably have to get all of that together. But what's actually pretty cool about this two-way table is that you could just say, oh, what's the percent of boys majoring in math? It's 30. Well, there's 30 boys, and that there's 140 overall. So all you need to do is 30 over 140, and whatever that percent is the answer you're looking for. What if you wanted to know the number of history majors in general over that? Well, you know the total number of history majors is 25, and 140 people were taken. You just do that division. And so what a two-way table does is it gives a really good idea when you get into complex statistics like this, helps make it a lot quicker to find out the percentages of what you are looking for. And that is a two-way table.
Thank you.
Here you go.